The three-wheeled motorcycle market has crashed, and nobody's talking about it. Dealers across America are sitting on trikes they can't sell, and now they're desperate to clear them out. In today's countdown, we're breaking down the 14 trike motorcycles that flopped so badly, dealers are practically giving them away. You won't believe what's happening with the number one bike. Number 14. Honda Goldwing Roadsmith Trike Conversion. For riders who crave long-distance comfort and legendary reliability, the Honda Goldwing has always been the gold standard. But when this two-wheeled touring icon gets transformed into a three-wheeler through a Roadsmith Trike conversion, it becomes a problem that dealerships can't seem to solve. What was intended to be the ultimate touring machine for older riders has turned into a hard sell collecting dust on showroom floors. This heavyweight trike is powered by an 1,833 cubic centimeter flat-six engine, delivering 125 horsepower and 125 pound-feet of torque. That much muscle should make it a perfect choice for cruising coast to coast. But things fall apart when you look at the final price. A stock Goldwing already costs over $30,000. Once you add the Roadsmith conversion kit, installation, and labor, the total easily surpasses $45,000, creeping toward $50,000. On top of the eye-watering price, these conversions don't come with a full factory warranty. For senior riders who want peace of mind and simple servicing, that's a deal breaker. And then there's the weight, well over 1,250 pounds, making it a challenge to maneuver in tight spots. Dealers are now scrambling to move these trikes. Some are offering free luggage kits, heated grips, or even throwing in extended service plans. Others have dropped prices significantly just to clear out old stock. And if you thought a pricey Honda conversion was a tough sell, the next trike on this list shows that even Harley's best efforts couldn't avoid disaster. But before we dive into that, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Number 13. Harley Davidson Tri-Glide Ultra. There was a time when Harley Davidson's Tri-Glide Ultra was considered the ultimate symbol of three-wheeled American touring power. It combined classic Harley styling with modern comfort and stability. But in recent years, this heavyweight trike has become a burden on dealership inventories, sitting unsold despite its impressive performance. At its core, the Tri-Glide Ultra is powered by a Milwaukee 8 114 cubic inch V-twin engine with a displacement of 1,868 cubic centimeters. This beast delivers 121 horsepower and 121 pound-feet of torque, giving it plenty of power to carry two riders and loaded luggage for endless miles. So why is it failing to sell? The first issue is the price. Starting at $36,999, the Tri-Glide Ultra is simply too expensive for many older riders. And with so many of these trikes flooding the used market, their resale value has dropped considerably. Most riders know they will lose thousands of dollars the moment they sign the paperwork. Dealerships have been forced to take drastic measures to move these machines. Some are offering generous trade-in deals, cutting thousands off the sticker price, while others are bundling in premium touring accessories like upgraded seats, luggage racks, and extended warranties at no extra charge. Even with all these perks, the Tri-Glide Ultra faces another challenge: its sheer size and weight. At over 1,243 pounds, it can be intimidating for new trike riders and exhausting to handle in urban traffic. But the next trike on this list proves that price and weight aren't the only reasons three-wheelers get stuck in showrooms. Sometimes it's about style and identity. Number 12. Can-Am Spyder RT Limited. At first glance, the Can-Am Spyder RT Limited looks like something pulled from the future. All sharp lines, aggressive styling, and digital displays. It was designed to attract riders looking for high-tech comfort, modern features, and three-wheel stability. But the reality is that older riders, particularly those who grew up on classic V-twin cruisers, want nothing to do with it. Beneath its futuristic bodywork, the Spyder RT Limited is powered by a 1,330 cubic centimeter inline-3 engine producing 115 horsepower and 96 pound-feet of torque. The numbers are solid, but the appeal is missing. One of the biggest issues is image. Senior American riders who grew up on Harley Davidson cruisers and classic touring bikes often see the Spyder as a snowmobile on pavement. Too flashy, too sporty, and lacking the rugged, manly personality they want. On top of that, the price tag is no small matter. Starting at $30,999, the Spyder RT Limited competes directly with Harley's Freewheeler and Tri-Glide Ultra. But without the signature V-twin, rumble, chrome, and American heritage, most buyers turn away. To make matters worse, the Spyder's depreciation is steep. Dealers are now offering aggressive clearance incentives, including 0% financing, bundled luggage kits, and multi-year service plans, just to get them off the floor. But the styling mismatch and lack of classic cruiser DNA make it a tough sell. And while the Spyder's modern look keeps it stuck in dealerships, the next Trike failed for an entirely different reason. It simply lacked the touring essentials senior riders expect. Number 11. Harley Davidson Freewheeler. Some Trikes try too hard while others do far too little. That's exactly where the Freewheeler finds itself. Stripped down, bare bones, and sitting unsold in Harley dealerships across the country. It was intended to be the budget-friendly, no-nonsense option for riders who wanted a three-wheeler without the bulk and price of the bigger touring Trikes. But senior riders quickly discovered it was missing too many essentials. Underneath its simplified bodywork, the Freewheeler runs on a Milwaukee 8 114 cubic inch VI twin engine with a displacement of 1,868 cubic centimeters. This engine produces 121 horsepower and 121 pound-feet of torque. Plenty of power for open highway cruising. However, that power doesn't come with the features most older riders want. The Freewheeler lacks a front fairing, infotainment system, storage compartments, and other essential touring comforts. There's no wind protection, no built-in navigation, and no premium seating. For riders who just want to cruise around town, that might be fine. But for seasoned riders who plan on long-distance touring, it feels incomplete. Most older bikers who can afford a Trike don't want the cheapest option. They want comfort, stability, and full touring features. And then there's the price problem. Starting at $29,999, the Freewheeler isn't exactly cheap. It's too expensive for entry-level buyers and too basic for experienced Harley fans. But it's not just Harley struggling to move Trikes. Even the best-known Japanese touring machine is collecting dust in showrooms. Number 10. Yamaha Royal Star Venture Trike Conversion. When Yamaha launched the Royal Star Venture, it quickly became one of the most respected full-dress touring motorcycles on the market. Its powerful engine, smooth ride, and classic cruiser styling made it a fan favorite among long-distance riders. But when converted into a Trike, the Royal Star Venture became a problem that dealerships can't seem to fix. The Royal Star Venture Trike conversion starts with a 1,298 cubic centimeter V4 engine producing 97 horsepower and 89 pound-feet of torque. On paper, that should make it a solid choice for senior riders who want a reliable, comfortable three-wheeler. But the conversion process ruins that equation. First, there's the cost. A standard Royal Star Venture was already a premium machine when it was still in production. Add in a high-quality Trike conversion kit, installation fees, and labor costs, and the final price often exceeded $35,000 without a factory warranty to back it up. Second, the ride quality suffers. The Royal Star Venture was never designed to be a Trike. Once converted, the balance and handling become unpredictable. Many senior riders report that the converted Trike feels stiff, unstable, and hard to control, especially in corners or at low speeds. Dealers who took these conversions in on trade are now stuck with them. Many are offering deep markdowns, free service packages, or even store credit just to move them off the floor. But most buyers would rather spend that kind of money on a factory-built Trike with manufacturer support. And it's not just Japanese machines struggling to sell. Even American-made Trikes with strong brand loyalty are proving impossible to move. Number 9. Victory Cross Country Trike Conversion. For a while, Victory motorcycles looked like it might become America's next great cruiser brand. The Cross Country was one of its best offerings, a bold, aggressive touring bike packed with power and style. But after Victory shut down production in 2017, dealerships were left scrambling to sell the remaining stock. And the trike conversions of the Cross Country have been a complete disaster at the showroom level. The Cross Country trike conversion uses a 1,731 cubic centimeter V twin engine, delivering 104 horsepower and 110 pound-feet of torque. That power sounds appealing on paper, but buyers quickly realized the problems far outweighed the performance. First, these trike conversions are expensive. The cost of a used cross-country combined with a quality trike conversion kit and installation often pushes the total price beyond $35,000. For that money, most senior riders would rather buy a brand new Harley Davidson Trike or an Indian Roadmaster three-wheeler. Second, there's the brand problem. Victory is a discontinued brand, meaning no new bikes, limited parts availability, and almost no dealership support. Senior riders know better than to invest in something they can't easily maintain, and that's why these trike conversions remain parked on showroom floors. Dealerships are now practically giving them away. Some are offering multi-thousand-dollar discounts, free gear packages, or aggressive trade-in offers just to get rid of them. But even with those deals, buyers are staying away. And if discontinued brands weren't bad enough, the next trike on this list is a brand new factory model. But nobody seems to want it. Number 8. Harley Davidson Road Glide 3. The bold, aggressive styling of the Road Glide 3 was supposed to make it the king of Harley Davidson's factory-built trike lineup. With its shark-nose fairing and muscular stance, this three-wheeler promised to blend the best of two worlds, touring comfort and signature Harley attitude. But instead of dominating the market, it has become a burden for dealerships who cannot sell them fast enough. Beneath the bold bodywork, the Road Glide 3 packs the Milwaukee 8 114V twin engine with a displacement of 1,868 cubic centimeters. It produces 121 horsepower and 121 pound-feet of torque, making it more than capable of handling long highway cruises. Yet performance alone has not saved this trike from showroom stagnation. The real issue is the weight and price. The Road Glide 3 tips the scales at a hefty 1,286 pounds. That kind of bulk makes it difficult to maneuver at low speeds, especially for older riders who are looking for comfort and ease. On top of that, the starting price of $32,999 puts it firmly in the premium category, but without offering the premium features buyers expect. Basic technology like a standard infotainment system is missing, forcing riders to pay extra for features that should have been included at this price point. Dealerships across the country are now scrambling to clear out inventory. Many are offering zero-interest financing, long-term payment plans, and even throwing in free accessories to sweeten the deal. But factory trikes are not the only machines struggling. Some three-wheelers were never meant to exist in the first place, and the next one is proof of that. Number 7. Lehman Jackal Trike. There was a time when the Lehman Jackal Trike seemed like a clever way to turn a solid Japanese cruiser into a manly, three-wheeled machine. Based on the Suzuki Boulevard C90, this trike conversion promised classic cruiser looks combined with added stability for senior riders. Unfortunately, that promise never materialized, and now these trikes are sitting unsold in dealerships across America. Under the hood, or rather beneath the tank, the C90's 1,145 cubic centimeter V twin engine delivers 67 horsepower and 81 pound-feet of torque. While those numbers are decent for a midweight cruiser, they fall short when you slap on a trike kit and increase the overall weight and complexity of the machine. The Lehman Jackal suffers from two critical problems. First, it was never engineered to be a trike from the factory. The handling feels unstable, particularly when cornering or maneuvering at low speeds, a major red flag for older riders looking for security and predictability. Second, support for this conversion is almost non-existent today. Suzuki no longer makes the C90, and Lehman is no longer producing trike kits. That leaves buyers hunting for hard-to-find parts and independent mechanics willing to service these niche machines. Dealerships know they cannot move these trikes without serious incentives. Many have been forced to slash prices dramatically, offering steep markdowns and bundling in accessories like luggage racks, upgraded seats, or service credits. But even with these offers, the Jackal remains a tough sell. From metric cruisers to American baggers, the next trike struggled for a different reason. It asked buyers to spend an outrageous amount of money for little more than extra paint and chrome. Number 6. Harley Davidson CVO Tri-Glide. On paper, the Road Glide CVO trike was supposed to be the pinnacle of Harley Davidson luxury and touring capability. This machine was positioned as the ultimate three-wheeled status symbol, promising unmatched comfort, exclusive styling, and premium performance. But somewhere along the line, the price tag became too much, and dealers are now desperate to move these bikes off their showroom floors. The Road Glide CVO is powered by the Milwaukee 8 117 cubic inch V twin engine, translating to 1923 cubic centimeters. It produces 125 horsepower and 126 pound-feet of torque, making it one of the most powerful trikes Harley Davidson has ever built. Yet all that power is overshadowed by the cost. With a starting price of $54,900, the Road Glide CVO is simply out of reach for most senior riders. Even those who can afford it struggle to justify spending that kind of money on a trike that, underneath all the custom paint and trim, is mechanically identical to the far cheaper Tri-Glide Ultra. The exclusivity and high-end finishes are not enough to sway practical buyers. Dealerships have responded by offering generous rebates, discounted financing packages, and even including thousands of dollars in dealership credit to entice buyers. Some are even throwing in extended warranties and premium accessories at no extra charge, just to get these trikes off the floor. But while overpriced CVO models have struggled, the next trike failed for a much more fundamental reason. It simply was not built for the job. Number 5. Harley Davidson Dyna Trike Conversion. For many Harley riders, the Dyna was once the heart and soul of the brand, a true American cruiser with raw power and minimalist design. But when dealerships started offering Dyna trike conversions, hoping to give this classic machine's new life on three wheels, things quickly went south. What was supposed to be a stable and stylish ride turned out to be one of the hardest trikes to sell. Underneath the conversion, the Dyna is powered by a Milwaukee 8 114 cubic inch V twin engine, delivering a displacement of 1,802 cubic centimeters. It produces 108 horsepower and 112 pound-feet of torque. On paper, that sounds like a solid platform for a touring trike. But once converted, everything changes. The biggest problem is handling. The Dyna frame was never designed to support three wheels. When you add a trike kit, the ride quality suffers. Many senior riders complain that it feels unstable at high speeds and unpredictable in corners. And because it is an aftermarket conversion, there's no factory-backed warranty, leaving riders without the security they expect. Then there's the price. A used Dyna typically costs between $10,000 and $15,000. But after adding a trike conversion kit, installation fees, and accessories, the final price tag can exceed $30,000. The same range as a factory-engineered trike with better handling and full dealer support. Dealerships are now desperate to clear out these Dyna trikes. Many are offering steep price reductions, trade-in bonuses, and even throwing in free gear like luggage racks or upgraded seats to sweeten the deal. And if you thought conversions were a risky investment, the next trike on this list proves that even premium American touring bikes can fail when converted. Number 4. Indian Roadmaster Trike Conversion. The Indian Roadmaster is known as one of America's most luxurious touring motorcycles. Big, bold, and built for long-distance comfort, it has long been a favorite among senior riders who want to cruise in style. But when dealerships began offering Roadmaster trike conversions, thinking it would attract older riders looking for extra stability, they miscalculated badly. At the heart of the Roadmaster trike conversion is an 1,811 cubic centimeter V twin engine. This powerhouse delivers 122 horsepower and 128 pound-feet of torque, making it one of the strongest trikes on the market. But that performance comes at a heavy price, both literally and financially. These trike conversions tip the scales at over 1,350 pounds, making them some of the heaviest three-wheelers available. For many senior riders, that kind of weight is more of a liability than a benefit. Parking, low-speed handling, and tight maneuvers become exhausting and intimidating. The other issue is cost. A standard Roadmaster already starts above $30,000. Adding a trike conversion kit, installation fees, and custom parts can easily push the total price beyond $50,000. And unlike factory-engineered trikes, these conversions do not come with a full manufacturer warranty. Because of these challenges, Indian dealerships are offering generous trade-in bonuses, flexible financing, and discounted accessory packages just to move these trikes off the lot. But even with all these offers, buyers continue to pass them by. And speaking of weight, the next trike on this list is so big and cumbersome that half the riders walk away before even taking it for a test ride. Number 3. Harley Davidson Ultra Classic Trike Conversion. Few bikes in the Harley lineup carry as much touring pedigree as the Ultra Classic. For years, it has been the go-to choice for riders who want long-distance comfort without sacrificing American cruiser style. But when dealerships started offering ultra-classic trike conversions, they created a machine that most senior riders simply do not want. This heavyweight trike conversion is powered by a Milwaukee 8 107 cubic inch V twin engine equivalent to 1,753 cubic centimeters. It produces 114 horsepower and 121 pound-feet of torque. Impressive numbers for a touring bike. But when you add a trike kit, the Ultra Classic's weight balloons to over 1,300 pounds, making it one of the most cumbersome three-wheelers on the market. Beyond the weight, the conversion itself is the real issue. Unlike Harley's factory-built trikes, the Ultra Classic trike conversion lacks refined suspension tuning and proper weight distribution. Riders often complain about awkward handling, stiff corners, and a lack of confidence at highway speeds. The absence of factory-backed warranty support only makes things worse. The price is another obstacle. A base Ultra Classic starts at around $25,000. But once the trike kit, installation, and accessories are added, the total price can climb past $40,000. For that kind of money, most senior riders would rather buy a factory-engineered trike with smoother handling and better resale value. Harley dealerships are now scrambling to offload these conversions. Many are slashing prices, offering extended warranties or including free upgrades just to clear space on the showroom floor. And now we have reached the final 2 trikes on this list, the ones that dealerships can barely even give away. Number 2. Can-Am Ryker Rally. There's no denying that the Can-Am Ryker Rally was designed to stand out. This three-wheeled machine looks wild, sporty, and aggressive, built to catch the attention of younger riders who want a futuristic, entry-level trike experience. But for senior riders who prefer classic American touring machines with big V twin engines, the Ryker Rally missed the mark entirely. Underneath the edgy bodywork, the Ryker Rally is powered by a 900 cubic centimeter inline-3 engine producing 82 horsepower and 65 pound-feet of torque. On paper, those numbers sound respectable for a light and nimble trike, but when it comes to long-distance cruising, the Ryker simply lacks the comfort and stability senior riders expect. It was never meant to carry 2 passengers and a full load of touring gear across state lines. Another reason why dealers are struggling to sell this model is its personality. The Ryker Rally's youthful styling and compact size appeal more to first-time riders or younger enthusiasts. For older American riders who grew up on Harley cruisers, this trike feels more like a toy than a serious road machine. To make matters worse, the Ryker Rally's starting price of $13,499 might sound affordable at first, but it lacks key touring features. No wind protection, no premium seats, and very limited storage space. That price point also puts it dangerously close to used Harley Davidson trike models that offer more power, more character, and far better resale value. And if you thought this sporty, youthful trike was a tough sell, the next bike is an outright disaster that even die-hard Harley fans won't touch. Number 1. Harley Davidson Street 750 Trike Conversion. What started as an affordable, entry-level Harley Davidson motorcycle quickly turned into one of the worst three-wheelers on the market after conversion. This trike is built around a 749 cubic centimeter V-twin engine delivering 53 horsepower and 47 pound-feet of torque. For a two-wheeled cruiser, that might be enough to get around town, but once you add a trike conversion kit, the weight increases dramatically and that small engine simply cannot keep up. The result is sluggish performance, poor handling, and an exhausting riding experience, everything senior riders are trying to avoid. The problems do not stop there. Since this is an aftermarket conversion, there is no factory-backed warranty and no dealer support for service or repairs. Riders who buy this trike are left hunting for parts, mechanics, and third-party solutions. For senior riders who value convenience, reliability, and dealership service, this is a nightmare scenario. And then there's the price. A base model Street 750 originally sold for around $8,000, but after the trike conversion, the total price often jumps past $25,000. That is dangerously close to the price of a factory-built Harley Davidson Freewheeler or Tri-Glide Ultra, both of which offer better handling, more power, and full factory support. Dealerships have reached the breaking point with these conversions. Many are offering deep clearance deals, free maintenance plans, and even bonus trade-in credits just to get them off the floor. But despite these offers, the Street 750 trike conversion remains the trike that nobody wants. There you have it. 14 trikes dealers can't sell no matter how low they drop the price. But now I want to hear from you. Would you scoop up one of these at a huge discount? Or are these trikes just not worth the trouble? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more insider motorcycle breakdowns.